Hey friends, welcome back to your practice. I'm so happy that you're here with me today for this quick, maybe quite intense core challenge. This is a sample of the core challenge that we'll be participating in, that you might be participating in August. So on my website, August 15th to the 29th, I'll be uploading one 10 to 15 minute core class, abdominal focus class each day. And we'll work both with the big global moving musculature of our torso, and then also the more intrinsic small stabilizers with smaller, slower movements. And we'll see how we can integrate that into our limbs. So we'll take it into functional movements like plank and side plank, and then move around in those shapes. So I really hope you join me for that today. All you'll need is your mat, and we'll come to lying down. And before we get into our 10 minutes of more intense movement, I thought we'd take a moment to find an awareness of Tadagi mudra. It's a mudra in yoga that's called Tadagi mudra, and it's doming our lower abdomen towards our back body on the exhalation. So if you can find your two frontal pelvic points, the bony protrusions at the front of your pelvis, then on your exhalation, think about actually moving those bones towards each other. So they might not move, or you might get a sense of a broadening through your back and a deepening through your front. And you can think about underneath the cavity of your abdomen, in the cavity of the back of your abdomen, almost like creating a doming, a concave doming towards the sacrum, towards the back of the pelvis, and towards your low spine. And you can try that on your exhalation. So for a couple moments here, let's breathe in, relax, and open. Breathe into the back as well. And on the exhale, doming, that concave feeling towards the sacrum and towards the ground. Inhale, fill it up. Fill up your back as well here. Cylindrical opening through the breath. And then as you exhale, doming down. Bringing those 2 points together. Almost like closing the door of the front of your abdomen. One more time like that. Breathe in. And find that Tadagi mudra, doming down. Closing the front of the abdomen towards the ground. Okay, keep breathing like that. This time on your exhalation, get your low ribs at the back to press into the floor as well as you dome down. So breathe in. Reverse dome, two frontal hip points drag together, and the low ribs make contact with the ground. And this in itself is a core practice. So really functional way to work with your transverse abdominals. Gently stabilize through your low spine, even though you might not need stabilization in your spine, but feeling that support and feeling that integration. All right, so let's try to keep that breath going. And I'm just gonna time us here. So let's begin by drawing everything in, and you can take your hands behind the back of your head or take your hands out front, feeling those deep front neck muscles work. And then you can either reach your legs out on the exhale and then inhale them back in. And when you do that exhale movement, exhale out Tadagi mudra. So dome towards the floor. Inhale in. You might use your arms with this too. Exhale, inhale in. Exhale, reverse dome. Inhale. Let's go for 10 more. 1. Inhale it. 2. Inhale it. 3. Inhale in. 4. Inhale in. 5. Inhale in. 6. 7. Frontal hip points draw together. 8. 9. As you open, zipper up the midline, and 10, and then let your head come to the floor. Let your legs go straight up into the air, straight as you can have them, hands plant, and we'll pulse our pelvis up towards the ceiling. Try not to take your legs in towards you, try to go straight up. Press and pulse up. Let's go for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, straight up. 8, try to energize. 9, the inner legs and big toes. 10, and then we'll take our hands behind the back of our head and reach your elbows up. So unlock your upper arm bones towards the ceiling, and we'll go up, straight up. So instead of towards your knees, straight up for 10, 9, breathing with it. 8, 7, 6, spread your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then knees apart. Take the inner knees with your hands and let your knees go wide, and just kind of smush your inner knee to the floor, side to side, rocking into your hips. And you can really let your abdomen expand circumferentially all the way around into your back. Bicycle, so we'll let the knees come together, hands behind the back of your head, and we'll reach that left leg out and reverse dome there in your abdomen and come across, and see if you can take your right shoulder blade off the floor. Inhale into the center. Exhale, reach across, reverse dome. Come across to the left and try to lift your left shoulder blade off the floor. Inhale into the center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale into the center. 1. Exhale, twist right, left shoulder blade off the floor. Inhale into the center. 2. Exhale, right shoulder blade off the floor, reverse dome your abdomen. Inhale into the center. 3. Left shoulder blade off the floor. 4. Right shoulder blade off the floor. Inhale into the center. Exhale, 5. Left shoulder blade off the floor. Inhale into the center. 6. Inhale into the center. So as you exhale out here, reverse dome, squeeze the 2 frontal hip points together, lift your pelvic floor. Center it out. 8, I think we're on. Inhale to center. 9. Inhale to center. And 10. Inhale to center. Head comes down, knees go wide. And rocking into those hips, side to side. Then we're gonna let our legs come up. You can either bend your knees or keep your legs straight for this. Straddle out through your legs, so that could be with your knees bent or straight out. Hands to the floor, and this time we're gonna try not to take our hamstrings towards the ceiling or take our legs towards our face, but try to go straight up through the pelvis, so you're simply lifting the pelvis up and down 20 times. 10 or 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, try to go straight up with the inner legs. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, try to go straight up. 9, 8, small movement. 7, straight up. 6, 5, 4, 3, spread your toes. 2, and 1. Oh, bring your knees in towards each other. Take those inner knees and smush your knees side to side. Wiggle your toes, circle your ankles. And then we're gonna rock and roll up. So you might rock and roll on your spine a bit. Backwards and forwards. And you can cross your ankles as you come up. Roll over your ankles and come towards a plank. So let's try to find in our plank, pelvis in line, and then your low back ribs are puffed open towards the ceiling. And then you can shift forwards. 10, Nice strong legs. 9, 8. Shift forwards and back. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gonna take our feet a little closer together. Drop yourself into a back bend without compressing your back, so keep some tone in the front of the abdomen. And then snap up, press the ground away, and protract your shoulder blades so they're super wide on your back. So nice. So we'll just dip low enough that you get a beautiful arcing through your spine. And as you exhale, snap up. And you can do that quite dynamically and quickly. Let's go for 10. Inhale. 1, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, really widen the shoulder blades. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we'll come back and do a downward facing dog. And bend one knee, stretch the other leg towards straight, and switch. Take your feet together, take your hips a little side to side, and then we're gonna come into the center, back into our plank, and lower our right forearm to the ground, and then lower our left forearm to the ground. So you can interlock your hands here, and we're gonna go forwards and back. So those low ribs puff towards the ceiling, pelvis in line with your head, strong legs, strong inner legs. 10, 9, forwards and back. 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then we're gonna turn, diagonal your left forearm, turn into a side plank, and you can stack your feet or take your right foot in front. And I'm gonna take my right hand on my pelvis here, drop your pelvis, and then widen your left shoulder blade down to the floor and lift your pelvis up as high as you can. And try to go straight up with your pelvis. So 10, you can do this with your breath. 9, 8, 7, 6. Trying to remember that squeezing on your exhale at the front of the abdomen, closing the abdominal wall. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back into the center, your forearm plank, and forwards and back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Over to your right side. Stack, diagonal your forearm. Right shoulder blade really wraps into the armpit. Left hand on your hip. Drop your hips. Really lift straight up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lift off your bottom shoulder joint. 8, 9, and 10. And our timer's gone off. We're gonna roll back into our forearm plank. Let our knees drop and lower our hips. And then come into a cobra. So you can gently stretch your abdomen. Really beautiful work. And let your pelvis get so heavy. Let your femur bones get so heavy. And then think about dragging yourself forwards and dragging your spine out of your pelvis, almost like a snake coming out of its skin. You can let your head hang here. Let your right ear come over your right shoulder to the center. Let your left ear come over your left shoulder to the center. And then stack your hands. Let your forehead come down onto your hands. And breathe your abdomen circumferentially all the way around. Feel that breath into your back as well for 3 breaths. Let's breathe together. Exhale your breath. Inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. 1. Inhale. Pause. Let your legs get heavy. Exhale. Pause. 2. Inhale. Pause. Fill up your back body. Exhale. Melting. Pause. 3. And as you're ready, you might flip right over onto your back and rest after that for a few minutes. Or I really hope to see you for our challenge in August for 10 to 15 minute core practices, core challenge. Thank you for being here. May you have peace.